And welcome back to GladrapChannel. This is one of our premier fights of the evening. The smiling one, Ioata Navosa. Smiley from Team Mayhem. He is one of the most underrated fighters in the Australasian cruiserweight and light heavyweight scene. They call him Smiley for good reason. Doesn't have an amateur background. Came out of a personal training and corporate boxing background. Very hard hitter. Got a good natural rhythm. And given the right progression, will become a very, very good professional, not to say he isn't there already. This is Fists of Fury. We're here at Auckland Netball Centre. Stay tuned for later on this evening. Browne is in the house, facing down Junior the Pitbull Pati for the WBC Asian Heavyweight Silver title. And also the semi-main event, Hemi Ahil makes his return to the ring after a couple of years out against Conrad Lamb. 193 kilos of prime Samoan beef, Conrad Lamb. Did a lot of work with his father, who was one of the top trainers with the Auckland rugby team for many years and a trainer at Les Mills. Conrad, a little bit larger in life than his dad. And here he comes, Floyd Masson, Isaac. He's a guy with a pretty decent pedigree.
Well, he's a southpaw, Mike, and he's all the way from Te Awamuru, out of Nash's boxing gym. So that's a good boxing gym. They've got a lot of accolades there, and he won't be wanting to go home with a loss tonight. But as you said, Smiley's one of New Zealand's most underrated boxers.
Well, he's 2-0. He is well prepared, solid fighter, decent punches. Wearing the counterpunch gloves, of course. Shane Cameron's brought those gloves into play. Good quality punches gloves.
100% KO ratio here. So, you know, you talk about the power and punching ability of Smiley, but Masson can certainly back it up as well. Maybe wanting to take that to 3-0 in KO ratio tonight, but we'll soon find out.
Well, both these boys, if you have a look at them, well conditioned. Masson, the taller of the two. Got a little bit of Conor McGregor about him. Smiley, shorter. More abs than a seafood platter, or more muscles rather than a seafood platter.
Both these two are absolutely shredded.
Well, let's see how Ioata handles the southpaw. And we saw in our previous bout, Jesse Nikora handled Scope Siossi very well, and it was all about lead hand control.
Bit of a low guard there too from Masson. Wouldn't mind seeing it a bit higher.
Well, he's got his hands low, but he's out of range.
Cracking right.
And you can see he's very confident with what he's doing. He's unorthodox too. You notice too, when he throws the left hand, he picks it up and he throws it straight. So as soon as he moves into the range, the hands come up. Jigging left, jigging right. Needs to be cautious he doesn't walk into that right hand. Leading with the left, but he's getting away with that because of good range at the moment. And again, he's sneaking the left hand down the middle. Ioata will need to readjust.
I just find it unbelievable how his guards are so low at the moment, Mike. Yes, he can back up the speed, but you don't want to hold your hands too low. With Smiley opposite you.
You see, though, when he comes into the kill zone, the hands come up.
Just as you said.
You know, you'll notice as soon as he's in punching range, the hands are up. Good head movement, good eyes. Smiley, he's moving his head, but he hasn't had a lot of experience against southpaws, and this is a very good southpaw. He will need to find a way once again to bridge the gap, take him out of his comfort zone. At the moment, he's just getting picked off from the outside, and it's range that he's enabling himself to do that, and ghosting to his right-hand side, using the shoulder to roll out. Nice little counter right there from Ioata. Slipped the left hand for the first time. Needs to bring back a left hand, preferably a left uppercut after the right hand. Smiley just starting to slip. What Masson does well, though, is he sometimes throws it straight. Sometimes he throws that left hand with a bit of a hook to the shoulder. And you just saw him there. Doubled up on the left hand. The second one was a hook.
Beautiful movement, too, from Masson. He's just so quick. You know, obviously, Smiley is too, but the level of speed from Masson is just
nice work there from Smiley Ioata. He made him miss a few times and then bridged the gap. That's what he needs to do. He'd also just pay not to follow quite so much. Masson now trying to move to his right, ghosting himself out of range, bringing Smiley onto that left hand, shortening the distance. Every now and then it wouldn't hurt Ioata to step over with an unorthodox right hand. So step into the unconventional stance.
Good control there from Smiley. And you saw Smiley too stalking down Masson for the whole entire fight, but Masson still working angles, not really getting walked down by Smiley at all, just finding his own shots.
Well, yeah, he landed the cleaner shots throughout the round. Rather, he picked his shots well. For the most part, he controlled the distance. There were a couple of moments when Ioata was able to track him down, and the purple gimp once again strutting its stuff centre ring.
Looked like the gimp wanted to go a few rounds of its own in there, but I don't know if we'll find an opponent out there willing.
Well, ring cards don't hit back, and we go to Floyd Masson's corner. It was a pretty solid first round.
What would you like to see more of, though? Would you like to see him coming in with more shots opposed to just darting and ducking away?
Well, at this stage, he's picking his shots well. He's controlling the distance well. And when he's doing that, and you see there, he lands the check left hook and then slides out away. He slides the counter left hook off his shoulder, and that's good work. Smiley, though, he's starting to read the left hand and looking to come over top.
Still finding it quite hard to catch him, but he might start picking up on it as we get later into the rounds.
Nice combination work there from Masson. Smiley Ioata, though, he kept his eyes very sharp there. Ioata working well, landed a good left hook of his own there.
Both boys trading now. This is starting to get exciting.
Good work from Ioata. Landed a decent right hand. Now we'll see what Masson can do when he's forced out of his comfort zone. Ioata, though, he has to cut him off when he tries to slide out. Now starting to land the left hook as well.
Still keeping out of the way of every shot, though, Mike, isn't he? He's landing, coming in, getting
that
tagged.
Was a very low. Those body shots are very much on the belt. Referee must be looking closely. Floyd Masson, though, he moves well. He takes half a step back. Heavy right hand over the top there from Smiley. The pressure starting to pay. Floyd Masson coming back well, though. This is an exceptional fight. Both boys starting to tee off.
Big rights there. You can see why Masson's got a 100% KO record. Most people he would have tagged in the future, in the past, would have gone down.
Well, Smiley Ioata, as I said, he's an underrated fighter. Floyd Masson working well to the body. Eats a right hand there. But he's not allowing Ioata to rest on his laurels. If he's tagged, he comes straight back, he steals the point back. Then he slides out, continuing to do so. Then walks in with that step left hand there. Ioata's got to deal with that. He's got to cut him off somehow. You'll see he takes a step back, slides around to his right, and then walks back in with the shortened left hand. Smiley Ioata needs to work his left hook. Sometimes actually a long left uppercut might cut him off better. Great counter work from Floyd Masson. Both boys starting to trade, throwing bombs.
Big shots. Not afraid to actually stand there and take a few, are they either, Mike? They just like to stand and bang for a bit.
Masson, he's throwing more. He's landing the cleaner body shots on the inside. Ioata needs to land a little more. At the moment, Masson is starting to break him down, landing the left hand. Chair Cook pushing him onto the ropes. Now Masson coming on. Good head movement.
Smiley actually left the ground as he launched that punch.
Well, round 2 was a busy one. Conditioning will now start to come into play. The southpaw is executing well, though. Ioata needs to do more work.
This is a 4-rounder. We're only halfway. There's still 2 more rounds in this, and at the pace they're going, I don't know if it's actually going to go the distance, Mike.
Well, it just depends. Can Masson keep up this pace? He's breathing pretty deep at the moment, but he has the skills to stand off and box at times. He doesn't need to get drawn into a brawl. Smiley Ioata, well, he needs to continue the pressure, but he needs to throw more. In particular, he needs to cut Masson off as he steps around to his left or Masson's right. He needs to cut him off and bring him back onto that right hand. Both boys touching gloves. Round 3 about to get underway.
One of the trickiest southpaws I've seen in a while. You know, the way he moves, holds that guard in, but when, as you see, gets close, brings it back up.
Well, he's got good vision. He's got long arms and a long reach, and he's got a good awareness of where his range is. Smiley Ioata just needs to drop his shots down to the chest a little as well. He can't always hit the head, but the body doesn't move. He's also throwing a lot of fakes. He throws a good lead uppercut. Lead hand, half uppercut, half jab. It's that thumb up shot, and it's a very useful shot for a southpaw with range. You notice he shuffles one way, he'll fire, and then he'll change angle and come back in the other direction.
What he's doing as well is he'll fire one shot when Smiley's off guard, come back again, never letting Smiley rest.
Well, at the moment he's faking as well. He's got him buying into what he's throwing. Nice little counter right hand there from Ioata, but he does need to throw something after it. Masson stealing the points back once again. Ioata landed a decent shot, but now Masson has landed 3 or 4 in response. Not always the hardest shots, but the shots that are catching the judges' attention and piling up the points. He's just getting picked off at this point, Smiley Ioata. And frustration is setting in. He wants him to stay still. He wants to stand and trade, but it's not going to happen.
Masson just becoming an impossible target to hit. Coming in, out, starting to come forward now, find his own rhythm and pace.
Well, Ioata's actually not pulling the trigger. He's getting inside, and it's either fatigue or frustration. He's just not able to pull the trigger. Referee quickly in there to break them up. A minute to go in the 3rd round. Penultimate round in this 4-round professional fight. Floyd Masson. Floyd, a great boxer's name. Continuing to land that straight left, using the right hook or check hook as he turns the corner, comes back, goes to the body. Just too much at this stage, too much ring craft and too much output. Ioata's output has noticeably dropped in this round.
Still a lot of pep in the step too from Masson. I mean, to keep up this pace is unbelievable. What a level of fitness.
Well, what he's done too is he's not staying in the pocket so much. He's tiring him by moving on the outside and missing shots like that. Well,
a little bit of heat there as the clapper goes.
Well, Ioata just threw a couple late, but another round in the bag, I think, for Floyd Masson.
What an interesting style too, because sometimes when you see a fighter walking down another, they're usually winning, they're the aggressor, but Masson sort of takes this in his stride. It looks like he likes fighting on the back foot.
Well, like a lot of southpaws, he knows how to utilise his tools well. He controls the lead hand. He turns the corner, turns on his lead right foot, turns the corner, puts him on to his left, and he shortens that angle. And he's already got a reach advantage, and he picks his shots very well as well. Goes downstairs, drops the hands, then looks to come over top.
And no matter how much training you do, because you're usually sparring with a lot of orthodox fighters, southpaws always are tricky for those orthodox fighters, aren't they?
Well, being a southpaw, I enjoy the southpaw advantage. Round 4 underway. Smiley Ioata needs to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Or to be honest, there's a big right hand over the top there. That one got his attention. Now Masson's been hurt. Ioata falls through the ropes, but Masson was definitely clipped, and it was the overhand right from Ioata, but he needs to do more. Like to see him try and double up on the left hook, catching Masson going back.
Would have loved to see more shots after that combo, Mike, but he just fell into the rope.
Well, the other thing too is Masson turned him into the rope. He's done that very well. You see he's just single shotting, ghosting out of range. Masson using his head movement, made him miss a couple of those big shots, not allowing him to get the touch. You get the feel of landing that heavy leather, and that can take a fighter's confidence away. Good work though. Another straight right hand there from Ioata. Now he's got him in trouble. Masson on the back foot now. Ioata's landed a couple of big shots. It's punching power that's making the difference. Masson firing back, maintaining his composure.
Saying bring it on, let's go. Lands another one.
Big shot there from Ioata. The crowd's starting to go wild. Still a minute 30 to go in the round. Bombs away. Heavy shot from Ioata. He needs a knockout to win this fight. Masson coming back now. Now it's a question of has Ioata punched himself out. His mouth is open. Biting down on the mouth guard. The warrior spirit all on fire. Floyd Masson has been rocked. He's well ahead in this fight. Ioata's tired now. Has he punched himself out? Final minute. Has he got enough acid in the tank? Masson now starting to come back. Shades of Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward. 45 seconds to go. Still plenty of time on the clock. Oh, heavy shot there taken by Ioata.
I think you're right, Mikey. Both boys looking gassed. Still trying to throw.
Exchange of right hands there. The crowd off their seats now. Question now, let's see whether he's got enough. Heavy left hook there. Blow for blow. No retreat, no surrender. It's all on the line. 10 seconds to go.
This is crazy.
This is madness. This is Sparta. Smiley Ioata coming from behind against Floyd Masson. And there it is. There's the bell. It was Smiley Ioata's round, but Floyd Masson,
what
he
a
would have taken that. The first 3 were all his. Smiley Ioata rocked him badly throughout the first half of that 4th and final round. He tired out, and both boys ended throwing rocks and anvils at each other. A great fight. Smiley Ioata, though, nothing left in the tank.
That was definitely fight of the night so far. The chin of both these warriors. For Masson to take full-on hits from Smiley and vice versa. It's just unbelievable. What a performance.
Great performance from Floyd Masson. He wore some heavy leather.
You could even see Smiley gritting down on the mouthpiece, throwing as hard as he pretty much could.
You could see fighters go through moments in fights where they have to decide, am I here for real? Can I bite down on my mouth guard? It's getting tough, and you could see him literally going through that thought process, biting down on the mouth guard, the eyes going crazed, and continuing to throw down with some huge bombs.
Professional cruiserweight boxing action, people in the judges' scorecards for a decision.
No surprises there. Floyd Masson, 3 rounds to 1. Smiley Ioata, well, he was frustrated throughout by a better boxer, but he brought the house down with a superb final round, and very much a learning experience for this fighter who doesn't have an amateur background. Came straight out of the corporates into the professional ranks. And stay tuned, coming up next, Hemi, the Heat are here against Friday the 13th, Conrad Lamb. And don't forget, Big Daddy is in the house against the Pitbull, Junior Pati.